Hey guys, my name is Taylor McCray, and I'll be talking to you about my topic, which is it a sport and why you should care. Um, I'll During this speech I'll talk to you about the qualifications of being a sport, why I believe that this is a sport. I'll also tell you some rebuttals and some things that people say about cheerleading that I don't believe is true. Um, and I will also tell you truthfully why I think you should care if this is a sport or not. Um, so let's start from the beginning, which is actually what the qualifications of a sport are. Well, first of all, let me tell you that I do believe that cheerleading is a sport because I was a former cheerleader, and I can tell you it's one of the hardest things that men and women do is be a cheerleader. Some of the qualifications of a sport are that physically, it must be a physical activity that involves mass being forced through space, overcoming resistance, which is like our stunting. Um, it also must be contesting or meaning you compete against or with an opponent, which is like our cheerleading competitions. We actually have a big cheerleading competition here at Columbus State, and it's the Invitational, and we also hold regionals and state here at the Civic Center. Uh, it must also be ran by rules that define the time, space, and purpose of the contest and the conditions of which the winner is declared, which is like a time limit, a mat size, our score sheets, and our judges. And then also must have an acknowledgement that the primary purpose of the competition is a comparison and related skills of participants, meaning we do compete against each other, and um, people do come and watch. And for an example of that is we there's actually a national competition that competes on ESPN every year. Next, I will talk to you about why I believe that it is a sport. Well, I'll say that this is a sport not only because I was a cheerleader in high school and because it does uh, qualify in the definition of a sport, but also because it is, as I said, as I said earlier, it is one of the hardest sports that men and women can do or participate in. But I also believe that this is a sport mainly because you actually have to train for cheerleading. You can't just go out on that blue mat and just, oh, I'm going to throw a full today. You have to train and do your best. You can go into a football field. Man, I can go out on the football field and play football all day, but I don't know a football player that can come on a mat and do what we do for a full 2.5 minutes. Um, Next, I will tell you my rebuttal, which is from the article "It's Official: Cheerleading is Not a Sport" by the author Chris Matiski. Matiski. And I'm actually going to quote what he says, like um, a paragraph from his article. He says that cheerleading is to sports what manning a concession stand is to cinema. It actually involves turning your back to the game being played in order to remind those who are watching that they're supposed to watch loudly. It comprises movements that even dancing would reject. Indeed, it comprises movements even dancing with the stars would deem unseemly. Cheerleading requires more false smiles than a first date, more leg kicks than are often seen in a radio city hall, and more appealing appalling clothing than you will ever see in, say, the Wichita, Kansas. Um, Although everyone is entitled and to their opinions, I do believe his opinions are based mostly off of stereotypes. You can tell that he's never actually stepped his foot on the mat and competed for 2.5 minutes. Cheerleaders are hardworking men and women that practice for hours every day just to get that 2.5 minute routine. These people are made fun of every day, just like this man just made fun of them right there. They're made fun of every day. But truth be told, there are some cheerleaders that are actually tougher than most football players, and I actually know some of them. Next, I'll be talking to you about why I think you should care. Cheerleading is a great sport for any child at any age. It helps them build motor skills, teaches them teamwork, balance, and even some life lessons. I've learned a lot of life lessons on the map. Um, like you can't always have it your way, and teamwork is the best way to make anything work. Children at a smaller age usually worry less about health issues later on in life regarding heart and other organs because they're in such great shape if they continue to do it throughout from a young age throughout the older ages. Um, cheerleaders cheerleaders are not dumb-witted people that make crazy faces and show off their bodies. They're actually strong, competitive, and very passionate people. My coach actually always told us that there's nothing better than to have a heart like a cheerleader because we care so much about our team, school, and sport. I do believe this is a sport, and I hope that I have persuaded you guys into thinking that this is a sport too. The only other thing I could force you to do was actually get out on the mat and do your own 2.5 minute routine. But I don't think we have enough time for that. But thanks you guys for listening.